And we welcome you to Life After John Cena. This is wrestling. It is Versage alongside Zach McGibbon. Are you going to be able to go on, Hornsey, without ever watching John Cena wrestle live again? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Versage. I've been tossing and turning, trying to come to the grips, realizing that John Cena will no longer be wrestling on my television screen. Potentially until Saudi Arabia, but he will not be wrestling on my television screen anymore. I woke up in a cold sweat. I had shivers down my spine. I still cannot believe we're in a world, Lee, where there is no John Cena wrestling. I can't imagine any point in WWE history over the last 5 years where Cena did not wrestle for a good chunk of the year or multiple years. I can't envision it, Lee.
Well, did you know, Zach, that John Cena wrestled as many times this year in 2025 than he did for all of the last 5 years?
What? No way.
If you can believe that.
No way. That's unbelievable.
It's true. In years, John Cena's wrestled I can't find the exact number, but it's not very much. And if you go back to, I'll be able to do this for you, Zach. How many times, let's play a trivia question right off the bat, because nobody likes a show that doesn't start with trivia. How many times did John Cena wrestle in 2024?
Oh, in 2024, I am going to say he wrestled. I remember the Solo Sikoa match. There might have been one more match. So I'm going to say 2 or 3. I think he wrestled 3 times. Let's go the upper, and we'll go 3 times.
Yeah. I don't remember the solo match because it was not in 2024. He wrestled one time, and that was in a 6-man tag.
Oh,
with the awesome Truth. R-Truth, The Miz, and John Cena defeated the Judgment Day.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. So the Solo Sikoa match was 2023?
It was.
That was 2 years ago?
Yep. So, in fact, that was the match previous to this match on April 11th, 2023. How many times in 2023 did John Cena wrestle?
Well, now that I know the Solo Sikoa match was that one, and he only wrestled 1 time last year in that 6-man tag, as you mentioned, I'm going to say he only wrestled 1 time in 2023 too.
Well, the answer is 8.
8 times?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is way more than I thought it would be. We're not going to play trivia for very long, but he wrestled 1 time in 2022.
Okay.
And going back to 2021, he wrestled 16 times, 15 times. So you're talking from 2021 until 2025. He had 2 years in 2022 and 2024 where he wrestled 1 time.
Wow.
And now I'm supposed to miss John Cena? No, if I was going to miss him, I was going to miss him long ago. By the way, one of those matches, hold on. I shouldn't even say, look at this. This is actually incredible. 2021, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those 15 matches. 8 of the 15 were dark matches.
Okay. So 7 on television.
7 on television. What?
Wow.
And even going back to that 1 in 2020. Now it was the
pandemic. So it would make sense. It would be less, obviously.
Yeah. And he lost to Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So the whole point is that it's been years. John Cena's been on this very, very, very part-time schedule for years. In 2021, he wrestled a dark match. Damian Priest and John Cena beat Jinder Mahal and Veer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want tape of that match now.
Yeah. No,
I want to see that. Oh, the headlock in that match must have been so thunderous when Jinder Mahal locked it on Cena. I can't wait.
Also, in 2021, in a dark match, John Cena and Matt Riddle defeated Mace and T-Bar.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. what was that? Retribution? What was that? What was that name there?
Well, this is just a
Mace
dark match
T-Bar?
on Monday Night Raw, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Mace and T-Bar.
Retribution, yeah.
Slapjack. I remember Slapjack.
Okay, John Cena, Saturday night's main event, Washington, D.C. Let's start with the presentation. What did you think overall of how the WWE handled, without getting into the match specifics, which we will get into in depth with this match with Gunther? How did you feel about the overall presentation from the WWE on Saturday night?
I thought it was pretty good. They went away with the retro elements of Saturday night's main events. You still had some of it in there, like the ring announcer microphone coming down from the ceiling, and some of the blue, red, white, and blue ropes as well. So there were elements there that they still had of the old school presentation, but you could definitely tell that they tried to change the presentation of Saturday night's main event to be more unique to the John Cena matchup, from the graphics and everything like that. You had all the video packages out there too, you know, all the celebrities that came out to show their support for John Cena, send in videos. The Rock, your favorite professional wrestler, sent in a video as well.
Mhm.
So among many others. So I thought the presentation was, it's what you would expect from WWE and being the number one company. You know, they have the big elaborate, you know, sets, and they have the big video packages, and they do try and make things larger than life, because that's how the WWE presents itself. So from an overall presentation aspect, I thought it was good. You know, there was this weird feeling for me where, and maybe it's just because I don't really resonate with a John Cena as much as others do, even though he was one of the first wrestlers I saw when I was getting into professional wrestling. But we talked about it on the last show. He was not somebody for me that I was like, oh, I'm a C Nation guy. I don't know if you saw the picture that our own Tanner Ryle shared of him as a young C Nation member with the blue shirt and the wristbands and all that.
I thought that was John Cena.
Yeah, the way
when
that
I
he was
saw the
decked out.
picture.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that Tanner shared that.
Yep.
I captured it thinking I'd be so embarrassed that I put that picture out that I would now have this like one over on Tanner because I had a copy of the picture, but then everyone saw the picture. But
yes.
no, I think that's interesting from a point of view of Tanner's 24 years old, and that kind of was his first love in professional wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like his attachment. And that's a lot of people's attachment. Yep. So yeah, I think for me, I thought they did a really good job with a lot of the videos. I didn't love the fact, and this was my bad, that I watched the hour pre-show and I watched, which I thought, yeah, we'll get some like different interviews and analysis. But like many pre-shows, they just show the same videos again, like the next hour. And those videos are like 2 and 3 and 4 minutes. It's like, I just watched this. So
what were the pre-show matches there, Lee? What were the matches they put on the pre-show to get you locked in and watch the show? Oh, they didn't do the pre-show matches, huh? They didn't throw out a
pre-show matches. Just a lot of throwing to, you know, Michael Cole videos.
Right. Yes. Oh, you must have been in seventh heaven when you saw that. God, well, I need to know what Michael Cole thinks.
It's the second time where I watched it on the broadcast. So I thought they had some really good elements. Like, as you said, they're the number one company in the world. Their production value is very high. I thought they did a good job of balancing the top production with the, I'm going to feel everything that's in the arena right now. Like, what am I feeling? Like, off the cuff. I didn't love the way that Stephanie McMahon came across, but at the same time, she did come across kind of very in the moment when she was doing her analysis. So I thought it was really good from that point of view. I didn't love how slow the first hour was. I thought the first hour was very, very slow.
Yes.
Which I don't quite understand. If like John Cena made it a point all week in some of the interviews that he did about, you know, it was his idea that he doesn't get the pencil, but it was his idea that he wanted to go out with the future of the WWE. And the future, we can talk about it in the 3 matches that were before John Cena and Gunther. But Obafemi and Cody Rhodes, Sol Ruka and Bailey. And by the time that ended, it was 9 o'clock. And I had watched 2 matches. And I just don't think that that's the idea to me. It's like, okay, you want to show the next stars. You've showed literally 2 of them in the first hour. And I'm still not sure that Sol Ruka is the next whatever in women's professional wrestling. I'm very eager to know your first reaction when you saw Obafemi come out.
When I first saw Obafemi coming out for his entrance, I hadn't seen the full Obafemi experience. I guess I had heard about him, and I try to avoid NXT like the plague because it's awful television, and I will not be convinced otherwise that it's not awful television. Like,
Okay.
let's get bad skits, but also throw in some untrained wrestlers on top of it, and let's see what happens. That was kind of my experience, but there were guys and gals there that I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. Obafemi, I know you're feeling it, right?
As a guy that covers like tier 2 hockey in the American Hockey League,
yes,
feel like you should have this bond with NXT way more than some. Going, this is the next generation, right? You cover the AHL for a living.
Yes,
you cover what these kids trying to be better in your life. It's like, I guess you've had enough by the time you get home and you don't want to see it in professional wrestling.
No, I can appreciate like a good hockey players that are figuring it out, but they also have some skill there. They also don't have skits that make me feel like I'm 6 years old and I just continue to have my brain cells explode as I'm watching the program.
Well, welcome to professional wrestling, Zach.
Well, I think a lot of the storytelling elements that you see on the main roster stuff is being programmed in NXT.
So what do you think about Obafemi?
I think there's a lot of potential there. He's still green, you could tell. I think that you could tell the way that Cody kind of worked it, that he's trying to work around some of the flaws. But like, if you just showed like that shot of Obafemi and Cody Rhodes like face to face, you're like, man, that you could see why they want to push Obafemi and have him be a guy because he has a look.
Yeah. When he came out though, his entrance, what do you think the first word was that popped into my head?
Oh, I want to hear what the first word was. I don't know.
Geek. Zach,
you were chanting "Oba, Oba, Oba" as he was out there.
First of all, what are the furry things on his arms? Second of all, what is the huffing and puffing all about? Like moving his arms as he comes to the ring. Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to look like the biggest caricature of yourself? Why don't you just be you, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
This is the WWE. They love their gimmicks. And so it's hard to be you unless you're Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Or
I know, but it looked like somebody coming out trying to be in a character from, like, to me, it looked like the Warlord coming out in 1992.
Yeah.
Like, what? What is this?
Yeah. Gimmick could be better. It's, I will say though, WWE fans, that they love their chants. They love chanting anything. If you give them a chant, they are going to lock in and they're going to chant it. Doesn't matter what the chant is. They're going to chant it because that's all they want.
Wait till Seth Rollins gets healthy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're going to chant. Oh, if you got a song they could sing along to, times 10 in terms of points given. So for all of that, Lee, they were chanting "Oba, Oba," and they were like chanting along with them. They were with them. So get excited when this gimmick stays on him and he goes to the main roster with this. So get fired up.
Yeah. So but, I hated the way they made him look at the beginning. But as you said, if you do take a step back and you just look at him and Cody Rhodes and go, if this guy has some talent, could be an absolute monster.
For sure.
I didn't look at, see, to me, Saturday night's main event, a lot was put into, like, now you're in front of everybody. Can you step up? Can you be that next? So I felt bad for Obafemi in the way that they made him look when he came out, and the fact that I just hated the ending. It's like, Of the biggest show that you have had in a very long time. Like, to me, other than WrestleMania, this is probably, like, to me, even bigger than SummerSlam, with people watching and everything they did to lead up to this. This is what they booked.
Yep.
Guys, I got a great idea. We're going to put Oba. We're going to put Cody. We're going to have them slog through a match. And guys, hear me out. Drew McIntyre is going to run in, and then he's going to cause a DQ.
Yeah.
Great idea, man. Let's run with that one.
Yeah. All 36 people that are back there that's whole job is to be creative, right? Like, it's called WWE Creative, where you have to be creative with your creative decisions.
Yeah.
And how do we be creative? By doing the same finish that we've seen in professional wrestling for the last 50 years. Is a guy running out and breaking up a match.
So not only do they do it with that finish, but they do it with a guy that's just been we're going to make him look. The humiliation tour, I think, has moved, right? From CM Punk to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Well, the CM Punk one was just such a best-selling one. They wanted to expand it. So it's actually 2 ongoing best-selling humiliation tours.
And what I didn't understand about all of this is that, so if I'm Obafemi, this is my shot. I am wrestling Cody Rhodes on the first match of John Cena's retirement night. And dude just comes in and costs me a chance to beat Cody Rhodes? Like, what?
Yep.
Like, Cody Rhodes won that match by DQ.
Yep.
Obafemi lost. Was he mad?
Ah, darn, he got me.
Yeah.
He got me.
Darn it all.
Oh, I should have known he was going to run out. Oh.
I'm going to stare him down.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I'm going to raise Cody's hand. He's going to raise mine.
Yeah.
No champion lost. Zach, I just thought that this was the most boring ass, easiest thing to write ever finish. Like, they couldn't come up with anything else. If I'm John Cena watching that backstage, I'm even like, guys, I wanted to go out to show the future. Yeah. This is not it.
I was concerned after that first match, because I actually was kind of enjoying it from this is something new, and I had been begging WWE to, like, get some new guys in there. Like, please, let's showcase some new talents. I've seen Seth Rollins on my screen for 15 years now at this point. Mm-hmm. Like, let's get some new people out there. We're burying Seth Rollins, even though he's injured, but I want to make it clear. And I was enjoying the match. Like, you know, you were kind of joking. It's like, don't you cover the AHL and Junior A hockey and Major Junior, whatever? The next wave
of future talent. Yeah.
Yes. But I look at them at, like, individual talent, not the overall, like, broadcast in general. So with the individual talent of Obafemi, I see why they want to push him. And when you go back and you see the timeline, when they were initially trying to get him going, they always booked him in these 3 ways and 4 ways to protect him. They didn't want to put him in a singles match. Now they've started to do that a little bit more. So I think they're progressing well with him. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot there if he could continue on this path. So I like Obafemi. There's a lot to like. I don't know if he's this elite level worker that I saw some people saying, like, let's pump the brakes. You got to also take into account some of the people he's working with in NXT to try and get to that level. But in terms of look, in terms of, you know, some of the ability he has right now, there's a lot to like, and there's still more growing that I think serves him well to be in NXT. But that finish, I was like, really? Out of all the potential finishes we could do in professional wrestling, it's like, why even book the match then? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, because I already hear people being like, well, you know, these 2 guys, they want to protect these guys, and so you got to do a finish like this. It's like, well, if you don't want either guy to lose, don't book the match. You have the ability to change what the match could be. It doesn't have to be Cody. Like, it could be anybody else on the roster. It doesn't have to be Cody. Mm-hmm. You could do it for Jey Uso for all I care. But, like, you could beat Jey Uso. That would be great for me. But, like, you know.
But you could. He wouldn't suffer.
You could. You have other top guys you could choose. Yeah. Like, I know they want to have Cody on there because it's Cody Rhodes and you want to showcase your current top guy.
Yeah, you got to sing with the song, too.
Yeah, and the song, of course, it's a crowd, so they have to sing along and dance and chant and all that. So I get it, but you know, if you're so concerned about him losing, like, don't put him out there.
Yeah.
Like, at least they figured it out with one of the other matches, which we'll talk about. But at the opening, I was like, oh god, I don't know what kind of show we're in for here. But rough start. It turns to the finish.
Sol Ruka and Bailey, about 20 minutes after that one ended, it was just nonstop montage and say hi from all these different people and videos and commercials and Sol Ruka and Bailey match number 2. I didn't I knew that Bailey was out there because she's been very tight with John Cena. She's very respected. I guess what I didn't understand was unlike the Obafemi Cody Rhodes match, to me it's like if Sol Ruka can't beat Bailey, who's really done absolutely nothing on the main scene for a while. And I know she's been behind the scenes and she's a mentor and she's done great for the women's pro wrestling and she's run these camps and I understand how good of a person she is. I'm just saying if you didn't know all of that and you just tuned in and you're like, oh yeah, I remember Bailey. She hasn't really been around and she's just lost a bunch of matches lately. The fact that Sol Ruka beat Bailey in this match, I think it could have been someone else as well. But I get why Bailey was on the show. So I'm just going to start with the fact that I think Sol Ruka has got this potential. But I also feel like watching that match specifically, it bothered me because it felt like a lot of women's, I shouldn't say women's, some matches where they just want to get younger talent over, but it does seem to happen in women's wrestling where it's like, okay, we got to do this move and then we got to do this move and then we got to do this move and we got to, make sure that we see the highlights of how athletic you can be. So you should do 15 cartwheels and make sure that you do the same move 3 times to get out of a move to show everybody how athletic you are. I thought it was overkill and it did not feel natural to me. In saying that, she's got some talent. I wish they used it better. I don't understand why Bailey was on the card from the fact that Sol Ruka beat her isn't a major upset. No matter how much they tell you it's a major upset, it's not. It didn't feel like one. And it felt fake to me that the announcers were telling me that it was a big upset when I knew it wasn't. There was some talent there, and I did like the fact that they put Sol Ruka over somebody. I wish it had been somebody bigger than Bailey, in the last year or two. So I gave this one I like some of the things that happened in this match. I really didn't like some of the things, but they did the right thing in putting her over. I was scared that she was going to lose. What did you think of this one?
I liked it. I like the match. I get what you're saying in terms of having a bigger opponent in there for Sol Ruka to beat. But I think in the case of Bailey, you can market it as, 4 horsewomen. She beat one of the members of the 4 horsewomen. And even though she is, of all of them, the easily beatable one, there is still some sort of a gravitas to it in 2025. I thought the match itself, you echoed a lot of what I was going to say. And my big thing with Sol Ruka is I think there's so much talent there, and I think there's a lot of high upside there. But in between the high spots that she does, there's no connective tissue. There's no selling. There's no like you're trying to invest in a character. It's kind of I don't want to say spot fest, but
that's exactly what it is. So yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
And I don't mind spot fests. I'm the guy that loves really cool looking moves. Yeah. And Sol Ruka got some cool looking moves, really cool looking moves. But in between, there's a lot of stuff she's not really selling as much. And that's how they train a lot of the women in NXT. If you notice, the stuff that I've seen is that whenever you see an NXT women's match, all they have them do is spot matches. It was we got to do spot. We're going to do a big spot here and a big spot here and a big spot here.
I would even throw AEW in there.
Yeah.
I feel that way when I watch a lot of AEW women's matches as well, that it ends up being a spot fest and they're going through their routine rather than it being a natural fight.
Yep. And especially with those brawls that they do. Now, I do think there's a lot more in between connective tissue in those matches. than what we saw with Sol Ruka there. But that's still going to be a thing with her in terms of her getting elevated to the main roster. And maybe that's something that she needs to do. Maybe it's like she's hit her ceiling in NXT. I was one of those guys when Braun Breaker came in. I saw the potential too, and I was like, oh, this guy could be something. But then it seemed like he hit a ceiling in NXT, and I was like, I don't know where his development is going. But as soon as he got to the main roster and he started to work with guys a little bit more, and he kind of was able to fill out his character a lot more and really kind of honed in on who he is. And he is somebody now that, I'm banging on the desk and saying, you got to push this guy and put him to the top because he's figured it out. He's now got it all around. Maybe that's what Sol Ruka needs. Like, I don't know what else she could prove in NXT at this point. That a call up to the main roster, you don't have to push her right away. You have her work some of the undercard feuds and do stuff where it's like you fill in and you have those in between the high spots where she could figure it out and sell and get her over her character and all this stuff. So there's a lot of potential with Sol Ruka. I don't know about you. I got a kick out of her doing the Soul Snatcher, the finisher, but then Bailey rolled out of the ring just to roll back in and then caught in a roll up.
Yeah.
Like not even do the pin for the finisher. I didn't understand that. Like if we're going to put her over, like get that finisher over as well.
Yeah.
So even though I think it's a really cool looking move, if not especially contrived, and it's like, you got to be in the right spot, like holding on to the second rope as you're getting up, and then you got to wait for her to do the get up of the top, and then do the inverted flip. And
Bandito wants something to say about, I need you to be holding the middle rope and bent over and be in the perfect position so I can hit my finisher. But I understand what you're saying. I think you make a great point about the connective tissue, because that's, as a fan, that's how I felt. Man, athletic talent.
You see the talent there, right?
You can see the potential, but it's nowhere near connected enough.
Yeah.
In watching.
I'll throw an example out there. Will Ospreay was somebody when he was getting in. He had that same reputation when he entered into the scene. Yep. He had a lot of these great flashing moves, but there was not that connective tissue in between. But he went a different path and went to Japan, and Japan's going to beat that into you literally in terms of trying to get the connective tissue going. But he went to Japan, he worked across independents, and he's turned into the best wrestler in the world. Mm-hmm. There's potential there for Sol Ruka if she figures it out, like in terms of the connective tissue part, where she could be one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I don't think I'm going out of line saying that. I think that talent is there. But the thing with the WWE system is that they don't really teach you that connective tissue in NXT. Again, the way that they do it, it just feels like they go do these big spots. Again, maybe if she gets called up to the main roster, that she'll figure it out there. But that goes back to like, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, just let me ask you that.
Yeah.
Do you think the call up to the main roster has helped Tiffany Stratton figure it out?
No.
I agree.
So some of that is creative in terms of like just not booking her to her strengths.
But it feels like Sol Ruka is the next Tiffany Stratton from like a year or two ago when she was ready. What else can she do down there? She's so athletically gifted. She's this, she's that. She gets called up to the main roster, and then I didn't see a ton of improvement that way.
Yep.
And look, I think she's gone off to reinvent herself a little bit, because she's got all these crazy gifts, but putting it all together has been really hard. And I do worry about, people who have all the talent in the world, and then they get there and it's like, okay, just sink or swim. And I fear that. Carter Yakimchuk. Sorry. I coughed there for a second.
Yeah. It's
so sometimes they're not ready to go up.
Yep.
He does lead the league in minus, right? In the AHL.
You would be correct on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I don't think he's ready yet. For all the people in Ottawa that think that he's the answer to come up. Zach, you're the AHL guy, but from afar, that's not a great number to be sporting.
I will say this, and I know we took a gnarly hit recently this past Sunday. I'll say this about Yakimchuk, like when he's on, I'm like, man, there's so much talent there. But I've seen some games where Carter, like, it's fine that he's in the AHL. You don't want to rush it. I think they know what they're doing in keeping Carter Yakimchuk down.
Right. But the whole point of your whole life of covering the next wave is like
Yep.
trying to get people ready so they are prepared when they
Yep.
get there.
Yep.
I watch that match and go, oh my God, like if they call her up soon, it's just going to be like Tiffany Stratton, but worse. That's was my fear in watching this.
Yeah,
So-
because at least with Stratton, she had a character too.
Yes.
Sol Ruka doesn't have that right now.
No, what does she have?
She does really cool flippy doos.
Yeah,
Lee.
that's it. Okay,
You know,
so I want to juxtapose that with the next match of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Zach, it takes me as a professional wrestling avid watcher. I won't call myself a professional broadcaster when it comes to, I'm not the lead voice of Remix Wrestling, where London Lightning seems to win every goddamn match. But sorry. So could somebody
it's
just
sad to see London Lightning get out of the favoritism?
Could
of,
somebody just beat the hell out of that guy once, please?
got the crop top on now? He's got the mustache. And
Yeah, I think I'm
look
gonna
like
need,
he's been transplanted out in 1986.
I'm gonna get he's him and the Outrunners. Yeah. So what I want to say, just in watching them come to the ring, Javon Evans and Leon Slater, and watching them in the ring for the first minute of that tag match, I'm like, holy cow. Like I know that these guys are amazing. I didn't see much on Saturday night to tell me that they are not ready for the big time. I think these two are just incredible. And finally, I know one's a TNA champion, I get it, but like this is the right thing to do, is to bring these two onto this show. They got this one right. Because I felt like, oh my God, these guys are incredible. They're incredible to watch. They do things that other guys simply cannot do. And they don't have that missing connective tissue. They're still young, for sure. They're not perfect, but they don't have that. They look ready, Zach. I thought this was an amazing performance. And as much as I don't like the fact that AJ Styles is a tag team champion with Dragon Lee, I don't know how Dragon Lee ever got to this point. This was an incredible match. I loved it. I thought this was a great showcase for them. I loved everything about this.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I laughed because it's like you saw the way that they were working, and it was our time got cut, so we got to get everything in before the Cena match, and it rocked. Like, it's amazing how much if you cut off so much of the fat in a lot of those matches, it ends up being really good.
Yeah, Well, you need a Michael Cole, 4-minute Michael Cole to say thank you, and then you need Michael Cole in the ring.
Thank you
during the pre-show. Thank you.
Yes, yes. All those great Michael Cole calls over the years.
Well, they're putting him over like it's Gordon Soley, it's Jim Ross, it's Michael Cole. I'm like,
yeah.
Just because, like, look, if Zach McGibbon, folks, is around for 25 years, that's amazing. Doesn't mean he's the greatest of all time because he lasted 25 years.
Yeah.
Like, he could be really good, but not everyone that lasts 25 years is the greatest person in the history of the business.
It always makes me laugh when they release that, I think it was The Athletic put out. It's like, oh, here are the greatest announcers in WWE's history. It's Jim Ross and Michael Cole. I'm like, oh, the two of the three wrestling announcers that have been the announcers for WWE over the last couple of years. Right. Wow, what an extensive list to choose from, right? Like I'm shocked Gorilla Monsoon wasn't in there.
Who's the best Steelers coach of all time, Zach?
Oh man, so many to choose from. You could go Chuck Noll. You could go Bill Cowher. I mean, you could go Mike Tomlin. Like, there's just so many to choose from. I mean,
that's actually the only three options to ever choose from. Now, I have a lot of respect for an organization that handles themselves that way, but just because Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin were around forever, would you consider either of those people to be like the greatest coaches of all time? They lasted a long time. The Steelers organization, Yeah, they're good
very
coaches.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. But to be able to last that long, somebody above you is like the ownership is like, no, we're just keeping this coach for like 10 years.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
WWE, we're just okay. Michael Cole, he knows what he's doing. People seem to like him. Yeah, no, he wants to be here too. We're just gonna keep him.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, talk about coaches. Jonathan Coachman is not in the greatest announcers of all time.
Okay, back
WWE.
to I thought
I'm going to take that as a no.
Great showcase for and the right people in AJ Styles and Dragon Lee to put them over. I know AJ Styles and Dragon Lee won the match, but I feel like they were the ones that got over Javon Evans and Leon Slater.
Absolutely. I will say this. Leon Slater, I think, is one of the best young prospects in all of professional wrestling.
Oh, he's incredible.
He's so incredible. Good. And he's 21 or 22 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's 21. I'll look it up for sure. But
yeah, he's super young. Like he is still, and he knows so much at his age. It's like, man, he is good. I saw him in some of those TNA shows, and I was like, man, he is clearly their best wrestler.
So he just turned 21 3 months ago.
See, there you go. It's like he is like there's so much potential with that guy. Thankfully, he's in a promotion in TNA where they know how to book him. And how you book him is you do a time limit draw with Javon Evans that everybody loves. And then nobody likes to finish. So you give them 5 more minutes and then they go and then you have a run-in with the NXT crew, the D crew of NXT, so that they interrupt the match again. I mean, that's just what you do with a promising young talent, like what TNA is doing. Thank God that AMC sees all the potential that TNA has, is swooping in to get that TV deal for TNA. Like, oh my God, we got to swoop in and get this.
Time for John Cena and Gunther in John Cena's last match. So much talk about the ending, but I want to give the WWE a lot of credit in before we talk about the ending, about how they got through most of this. Man, I thought this was well done. Like I just bringing Gunther out, song, gets in the ring, gets into the argument with the kid that we saw afterwards.
Yep.
And just like, okay, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm going to kill this guy tonight. It felt very, call it what you want. I felt a little like Ivan Drago. I felt a little like Eastern European person that's going to kill American good guy. Right?
Yep. There's no easy way out, Lee. There's no shortcut home.
Yeah? Who's saying that, Zach?
That wasn't Survivor that Sunday.
No.
It was Robert Tepper.
Robert Tepper. See, you didn't even look it up. I was watching you that way.
Yeah. Robert Tepper. By
the way, I will say still, I think, not that I have like a top 20 list of my favorite soundtracks ever, but like I don't know what 19 is on that list, but I know what number 1 is on that list. Yep. It's Rocky IV soundtrack. It's the most
so good. I love that movie too. Rocky IV is fantastic.
Same. That's one of the movies that every time it's on TV, I will stop and watch it till the end.
Yeah.
My heart burns, Zach. My burning heart.
Yes. There you go. Yeah. So good. And do I have the tiger again just for the hell of it? Like, let's go.
Hey, it was in Rocky 3. Let's put it in Rocky 4.
We're putting it in again because damn it, it's such a great song.
It is such a great song.
It's so good. We
digress. I thought they did a really good job. When I was watching Gunther come to the ring, I was actually picturing, what if this were Jey Uso or Solo Sikoa or LA Knight? That's what I was thinking. Like those are the other 3 semifinalists.
Yep.
Oh, thank God it was Gunther.
Thank the Lord.
That's all. All I was thinking when he was.
You don't think Solo Sikoa was going to get the same heat going into this match?
Okay, what did you think of John Cena's final match, Zach?
Lee, I'm very critical of WWE.
Yes,
I think people know that.
I think people love that.
Yeah, I think that's why people. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both, especially from the WWE fanboys.
Yeah, you can't please everyone, Zach.
No, I had one of the WWE fanboys in our texts just being happy about, or rather upset about my opinions. So we I'm not exactly like, I'm very like, because I pulled this company to a very high standard because they're the
Right.
number one company.
Yeah.
And so I went into this and I'm like, all right, the build to this hasn't exactly been great. But you know, I think they're gonna go out there. I think they're gonna work hard, and we'll see what happens. And Lee, I loved this match. I
Yep.
loved this match, including the finish. I loved this match. This is my favorite WWE match of the year. I loved everything about it. I love the way that they build it up. What you were mentioning about the classic heel and babyface dynamic, the crowd was into it. It felt like I was watching like an old school 80s WWE match, but much better, you know, work rate than an 80s WWF match, obviously. Much better. But the same style of like, you got the heel that's just been beating up on John Cena, and he's, you know, the never give up guy, and he's trying to fight back, and all these big spots that happen in the match. Oh, Lee, I loved this match. Why can't WWE be more like this? It was like I like this more than the Cody Rhodes match at SummerSlam. I know that's a lot of people's favorite match, but I thought that went into extreme overkill at the end, and it just totally took me out in the finishing sequence. I thought they did way too much, but everything here I thought was like, it was the right amount of like going, like pushing the line, but still very much I'm in this, and we're gonna see what happens to the end. I thought Gunther was tremendous in this. I thought Cena, like, this was the best Cena performance this year in the entirety of his run. I love this match so much. And if we want to get into it now, I also love the finish of him tapping and the face that he makes, the acceptance that he had on his face, realizing that he's trying to do all these different ways to get out of the sleeper hold. He, you know, trying to break through, but Gunther just has the answer, and he keeps getting him back to the sleeper hold. He thinks he has all the answers. Then Cena's locked into the sleeper hold, and he realizes the gravity of the situation, and he accepts what's happening and taps. What a way to put over a guy in his retirement match, in my mind. Oh, I loved this. I loved everything about this match. I thought it was great. Again, my favorite WWE match of the year. I know it's going to shock a lot of people how much praise I'm giving this, but this is exactly what I look for in professional wrestling. It's so simply, it was the heel going in, trying to beat up on the baby face. It's his last hurrah, and everybody's getting invested. They want John Cena to win. They want him to win. And when he lost, people reacted. People had an emotional reaction to this. It wasn't just your stereotypical, oh, I saw this moment and now I'm going to cheer and cheer it up. No, this was like a natural emotional reaction to what they saw happen in the ring. The shock in the finish, and the people going, oh, I can't believe he did that. This is what I want, the emotional reaction, because everything feels so corporate in this damn company and so clean cut. This felt like a professional wrestling match. And even Michael Cole, who not exactly one of his better performances tonight, in a long list of not of one of his better performances, but
Bedford would disagree. Oh, sorry, that's Bradford,
yeah,
Mike.
Yeah, almost started a civil war in the United Kingdom with that comment. But you know, like, not one of his better nights. But when he at the end, like, I don't know how much more clear, like, what they were trying to go for with this story. But when Michael Cole said, "Tonight, professional wrestling destroys sports entertainment," Lee, I got up out of my chair. I was fist bumping. I was like, yes, pro wrestling is back, baby. We're back. We did it. It took so long, but we're so back, Lee. Oh, yes. I'm fired up. And all the people in the crowd, like, doing the Cobra, what is it? The Cobra surrender, Cobra motion. They're like, they can't believe it. They can't believe what they just saw. It was so good. I loved everything about this. And then Triple H showed up, and they took all the heat away because they turned all of the heat that they were pointing at Gunther. It's like, oh, you've got Gunther set up because you've got all the 1,000 other retirement runs that they're planning in their back pocket. It sounds like, with either Jericho or Brock, potentially AJ. You have this guy now that's retired Gunther, and he's retired Cena. You're building up this guy. You got all this, all the heat's on Gunther. And they switch the heat to Triple H, and they start booing the booker. It's like, oh, this guy, like, do you have to be out there come on. Like, I know you're the face of the company, and I know like Cena's out there, and this is the final night, but did you have to?
He should have come out at the very end of everyone else coming out.
Yes. But no, everyone's so mad. And because Triple H goes out there as the face of the company, he's like, I make all the booking decisions around here, and I have the final say. It's what we do. Part of the show, pal. Part of the show. He does all this, so everybody knows he's booking this stuff. The fans are upset because they didn't see Cena win. So he comes out there and they turn all their heat onto the booker.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they were so close to greatness. So close. But every time they showed Triple H on screen, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, come on. Like, you had it. You had a guy. Do you really need to be out there? You know, so I loved the match. I loved the finish. I loved the reaction the crowd had. I even loved the bullshit chants. I loved all of it. And then they had to do the post-match ceremony. Cena clearly does not want to do any of this. He wants to walk off into the sunset and leave the sneakers in the ring and everything. But he has to go out there. He has the 2 belts, which you could tell he did not want to do. He did not want to have the 2 belts on him. Then they had to show the tribute video up on the screen. And for some reason, they decide, let's do a picture-in-picture with Cena and get his facial reaction to all of this. And he reacted to none of it except his parents and Vince McMahon when he showed up, which is like, that's a great facial reaction to have, you know, when Vince McMahon shows up in the tribute video. And like, oh, I loved the match. I loved it. But, oh, Paul Levesque, like, he can't help himself, Lee. He just can't help himself.
I just thought it was nice that everyone pointed up to like this mini screen that was up in the 500 level in the Washington arena going, we're going to watch this tribute video for that screen up way up there, guys. And
yeah, everyone, way up there.
He's like, what?
Yeah. You see that 30-inch screen that's all the way up at the 500 level?
Yeah.
We got this tribute video we want you to watch. And Cena's like trying to squint through. And again, you could just tell Cena just wants to go home. Like, he had the match. Yep. He's happy with his career. He's the guy that's like, I put over the next, I've done my job. I want to leave. Like, so now all that said, they could fix this on Raw tonight. I don't know what's going to happen on Raw, but Gunther's got to be out there taking in all the booze and try and get all that heat back onto him. Because otherwise, they screwed up the fit, how they executed this in terms of Paul Levesque coming out. Because I say this with AEW too. Remember when Swerve got his house burned down and Adam Page was out there and they were trying to pull this off as this super serious angle? Like, oh my gosh, he's taken to this level in this feud. And the crowd reacted like it was a comedy angle. Like, that means you didn't get the angle over well enough. And so I'm worried that they didn't get the angle over enough because one guy, humble Hearst Helmsley, didn't have the humbleness to stay in the back and just let Cena have his moment, have all the guys. You could still have the locker room come out. You could still have all those guys come out. But because everybody knows he's the booker and they're mad, all the fans paid thousands of dollars, you know, to watch the final match. And these are not wrestling fans. I also want to say this, because if they were wrestling fans, they would have appreciated that the guy lost so that the other guy could get over. This has been a staple other than Sting last year, but these are not wrestling fans. These are WWE fans. They want to see the guy win, and they didn't see the guy win. And you've got a guy out there that's talking about how much he makes all the decisions, going out there on screen, talking about all the decisions he's making. So they're pointing all the heat at the guys like, you beeped up and boo and AEW at the end of the show and Tony Khan and whatever. So that's my reaction. That's my thought on the match. I was fired up as per usual. As soon as Paul Levesque came out, look, let me be clear though. God, did I love Paul Levesque getting booed and getting you effed up chance. Like, for so long, I've been waiting for something like this, and we finally got it. But I wish it didn't come from this. Like, because I really liked all of this.
So I'm so in lockstep with you as to how they did this, why they did it, who was the right person to win. It was flawless. Like, from Cena coming out to Gunther chopping away at him, clothesline after clothesline. I thought they did a good job in saying that, like, Gunther's not the high flyer. He's not this. He's not that. But he's just better and more punishing at the simple moves. I thought they got that across really well. Like, yeah, he doesn't do everything. He clotheslines guys and sleeper, but he does it better than everybody else.
Yep.
And you could see that. And Gunther is so good because anybody in this spot could have, like, been rushing things, been nervous. I'm sure he was maybe a little nervous, but he didn't show it. And he looked like this calm, cool, collected guy who was just having not another day at the office, but like a really good day at the office. Like, I'm in charge and I'm going to get this done. And he looked like that. And to have the confidence that somebody could go out there in such a big spot and just, you know, have the old theme music, take off his robe, boots and trunks, and that's it. And I'm going to beat the hell out of you. No gimmicks, no, like, it's just so smooth. And there's no doubt that Gunther is in for a massive, massive run after this, because that'll be the biggest spot that he might ever will encounter in his career. Even if you put him in world title matches at WrestleMania, it might not be as big as what he did. And he handled it so well.
Oh, so good.
So
it was literally art. And I'm not one of those guys that says this, but it was literally art that he's standing over John Cena while Symphony Number 9 and E minor is playing in the background.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm looking at this like, oh, this is perfect. Like, this is how you build up a guy for future matches. Like you were talking about the last show. Like, if Gunther wins, he needs the main event, like a WrestleMania. Like, this is how you do it. Like, this was, I have to put over Triple H in this case, in the sense that he did the right thing here in terms of like how to get a guy over as a dominant heel so that somebody could go up and beat him eventually, doing this retirement run. And it adds more heat, because I'm sorry, folks, like, and I'm somebody that I am not a fan of Brock Lesnar with everything that's gone on outside. Let me be clear. But they're pushing him and they have put him on screen. And so all that to say, like, you'd be naive to think they're not going to put Brock Lesnar into a major spot. And this sets up a program that people have looked as a dream match between Gunther and Brock Lesnar so well. The guy that beat Goldberg, the guy that beat John Cena faces off against Brock Lesnar, the guy who also, by the way, beat Goldberg and John Cena in different ways. So, like, it's perfect. Like,
I would have right now, and there are rumors that Brock Lesnar is going to have his last match next year at SummerSlam, which is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, on a 2-night SummerSlam.
Get fired for that. Get fired up for that. Jeez.
I
forgot it was 2 nights.
But if you told me right now that Gunther and Brock Lesnar were going to wrestle in the main event of SummerSlam 2026 with Brock Lesnar's last match, I'm in. Like,
me too.
Sign me up. Sign me up. And
absolutely,
that's the ability, though, to get Gunther into a position so that we can feel that way.
Yep.
And I do feel that way. So I could have done without the third 5-knuckle shuffle in the match, because to me, it's so unrealistic that whatever he did to them before, they're just so down and out that, like, they're unconscious in the middle of the ring. And Gunther had to do that 3 times, where, like, hit him with a punch or maybe like a bad, you know, back suplex or whatever it is. And one move and he's out cold, can't do anything until the 5-knuckle shuffle. So the third one, I'm like, okay, like, I get it. You want to involve the crowd and one last time, but I could have. Well,
it was also a tribute to John Cena loudly calling his spots in his matches, right? Like, he
was yelling them.
This is the last time I am doing the 5-knuckle shuffle. I want you all to get loud, because this is the last time I'm going to do it. now Shinsuke, now Shinsuke, now Shinsuke.
So
as he's lifting up Gunther to his like drop toe hold or whatever. Like I heard one of those. I was like, I am gonna miss this about John Cena. Just him loudly calling his spots.
He was so loud.
You could just see him like yelling the spots. It was awesome.
Are you surprised? So I thought it was the perfect finish as well. I would have been disappointed if there were another finish. I thought this one was just magnificent. And everything, whether it's Triple H or John Cena or Gunther or Nick Khan or whoever it is that decided that this is the way it was going to be, I probably think it's a combination of Triple H and John Cena, but it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Loved it.
And
if you want to make any changes to the finish, like if you really want to, I saw some people really harboring on the never give up slogan of John Cena.
Yeah, just passing out.
Yeah, like if you do a pass out thing, I think it would have been fine too. But this does way more for Gunther in terms of like Cena tapping out, because they never had him tap out in his career, as far as I can recall. I think they even mentioned
in 20 years, I guess he tapped out. They said that this was the 4th time.
Okay.
And that he did tap out 3 times, like early in his career.
Okay.
But hadn't in 20 years.
Right. They put that over on commentary. This does way more for Gunther in terms of getting him to that next. This is what pro wrestling was built on. You know, like it was built on the top guys looking up at the lights and putting over the next guy. Like this is what this industry has been built on for decades. And that's what Cena did. I can hear arguments of like, should it have been Gunther? Do you want to give it to Braun Breaker or whatnot? I can hear that argument from a big picture standpoint, but in a vacuum right now, like this is how you do it. Like this is how you get a guy over. Like all the New Japan fans, when Hiroshi Tanahashi faces off, get fired up when Kazuchika Okada beats him, despite him being an AEW wrestler. Like this is part of what the industry is built on. So you will have your exceptions like Sting last year, and I think that's where the comps are coming in with Sting. But when you watch the way that feud was built up, Sting shouldn't have lost that match. The way that they built up that feud, and the way that he had his final crowning moment.
By the way, John Cena had tapped out 4 times beforehand, so this was time number 5. But the last time he tapped out was in 2005. So
literally 20 years.
2002, Chris Jericho made him tap out. 2003, Chris Benoit. And then Kurt Angle got it done twice. Once in 2003, once in 2005. But had not tapped out in 20 years. So, yeah. I mean, that's... Are you surprised at the backlash that the finish took?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that I'm surprised at how vehemently fans were like, this sucks. I'm not watching this anymore. I think it was a realization for me that I think there's a lot more fans of WWE that don't watch other pro wrestling, you know what I mean, than there are pro wrestling fans that watch WWE, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
You know, I know people that were watching this, like, I can't believe they did this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, this is like a tried and true thing that you see in pro wrestling all the time whenever a guy's losing in his retirement match. No, in the sense that I think I'm also in this weird position because I can understand where fans' frustrations are, the WWE fans that are tuning in, because we talk about it. They spent thousands and thousands of dollars. They spent a down payment on a mortgage to come to these WWE shows and like sing, chant, dance, you know, do the wave, whatever they do, except the actual wrestling part. But this is like, to me, this is like a flashing light that, you know, they always talk about the storytelling. WWE is the storytelling company. I'm like, this is a flashing light of storytelling right here, but they were just not what they were looking for. So I'm in this tough spot because personally, I loved all of it, as you heard before. But my philosophy is if the crowd doesn't actually buy into your finish and it takes it into a different direction, did you really actually do what you were seeking out to do
Yeah,
from a booking standpoint.
but here's the thing, and I'm going to be really direct when I say this.
Sure.
So I've also like echoed your sentiments about that. This was the right thing to do. This was the only thing to do. It
Mhm.
was majestic. It was perfect.
Yep.
I could give a flying you know what the 20,000 people said in the arena. I literally don't care, because those people, if you are, those people are not the true WWE fan to me. That doesn't mean that they're not wrestling fans. I think the people that were in that arena and a lot of people that were hearing the backlash from, were fans 20, 15, and 10 years ago, but they're not fans anymore. And they went back for one night of nostalgia and paid top dollar, because TKO makes you pay top dollar.
Mhm.
And by the way, I mean, it has been confirmed that they wanted to do this in Boston, and they wanted $7 million, the
Jeez.
WWE, from TD Garden in Boston, and Boston said no.
Wow.
So they went to Washington. Like, come on. These are the people. So I feel bad if you went in for nostalgia, but you're not the fan that watches every week. You're not watching next week and the week after. So if you came in for one little nostalgia act and you're mad that you didn't get your money's worth, tough crap. I don't care. I don't care.
Wow. All right. I agree, just for the record, but I just,
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because you're not even a true WWE fan. You're a fan that used to watch a long time ago and then just wanted to see the same thing you saw 20 years ago, and you paid top dollar because you love John Cena. No, you don't. If you love John Cena, you'd be bitching and complaining that he had one match in 2024, that you haven't seen the guy. Like, we just went through, it was literally 18 matches in 2025 and 18 matches from 2021 to 2024. Like, come on. He's retired already. Like, He really has. He came back for one little nostalgic tour. He won a WWE championship in a terrible, like, when John Cena won the WWE championship at WrestleMania, did you feel good? No. You know why? Because it sucked. That's why.
Yep.
So I don't feel bad, because I don't even think, like, you can say what you want about a fan that's just a WWE fan that doesn't want to give AEW or New Japan or CMLL or whatever the case a chance, because that's the only thing that they watch. I can have an opinion on that, but that's not even these people. Because the people that watch WWE every week might have wanted John Cena to win, but would understand why Gunther won. And understand what Gunther's going to be able to do over the next while. I just gave WWE fan that watches most weeks credit, Zach. I think they're a little bit smarter than you think they are.
Whoa, try to put this back on me. Well,
Yeah, well, no. Like, so, yes, it's my opinion that this was a perfect way to go out. I think you think the same.
Yep.
I will hear arguments about, okay, why do you think it wasn't? Why do you think John Cena should have won? What do you think they should have done? We can have those discussions.
Yep.
But to be royally pissed off that John Cena lost because you paid thousands of dollars and you haven't watched in a long time? Well, hey, I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to win last night, and I would have paid top dollar to go to Dallas because I thought they were going to kick Minnesota's ass and get back in the playoff hunt. And I would have paid top dollar. And guess what, Zach? Sports doesn't always work out the way you want.
Yep.
And if I paid top dollar and thousands of dollars to fly to Dallas and tickets to go see the Cowboys because they're going to run roughshod over the JJ McCarthy and the Vikings, I might be mad too, but that's sometimes just the way it goes.
Hmm.
And I understand that even JJ McCarthy is good enough to cut up the Dallas defense. It doesn't make me feel very good, but you get doing the gritty on the way to the end zone. Like, oh
yeah,
man,
that sucked.
it's a lot. But
Yeah.
the point is if you pay a lot of money, like I'm mad at the team, but I'm going to be so angry because I paid a lot of money to go to a event that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
Mhm.
Tough crap for me that they lost. Tough crap that they're not going to make the playoffs again.
Yeah. And I will say this too. I think the WWE audience is very conditioned to, there's all these happy, good moments, right?
Yeah.
All these like big, happy, good moments. Just because you're mad about something doesn't make it a negative moment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Perfect.
In fact, I think it will probably mean more once somebody beats Gunther the way that they're kind of going right now. I'm watching on Raw. He's, looking at AJ Styles, right? And that might be a program they might be doing. And he's talking about a retirement thing. Like, they're building this up, right? You felt something when that happened. I think it's okay to be mad about something. But again, like, I don't know if you agree with me on this, like on the Triple H stuff. Like, I know my whole bit, even though it's not a bit, of how much I don't really like Triple H.
It's not a bit that's turned into a bit that's not really a bit.
It's kind of the work shoot of this is wrestling right now.
Right.
Like, it's I've turned it into a work, but it really is a shoot, like I'm actually like, I'm very not happy with that guy. But I do think there is credibility to Triple H should not have gone out there, especially when he's gone out there to the public, be like, oh, I'm the guy that runs creative around here and I make the decisions. Like, we just saw the RJ City stuff, right? Where he's, parroting his stuff on Netflix with the Unreal deal. It's like, I call up Big Justice and I ask him if he's, satisfied with the creative, like that sort of stuff, right? When you're going out there and you've told the audience you're in control of the storylines and the audience is mad about what they saw, the best thing to do in that situation is stay out of the on-screen and let the other guys come in and let the other guys have their moment and keep the heat on Gunther. Now, I think that they might be able to get this back on Gunther, but it also changes the perception of how Triple H is viewed to the other WWE fans. Yeah, I've always felt this way, so I feel vindicated.
You're absolutely right that they could have waited another 5 minutes to go off camera.
Yep.
Or, sorry, off live TV, and then just brought him out after that.
Sure.
And he would have taken a little bit from the fans from the arena, but not the vitriol. So all I can think about, though, is something that you said a long time ago and have continued to say, and I think you're right, is that TKO and Nick Khan want Triple H to be Dana White. And Dana White, they think, is more credible because he's always there, rain or shine, to no matter what happens, he's going to be there to sort of be on camera. I'm here and I'll answer whatever you want about what happened. But one is real and one isn't.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yep.
So you're right. To put him out there like he's Dana White, to make sure that he's the face of everything that you see, it didn't do anybody any favors on Saturday.
No. And they continued to boo him when he was doing the post-game stuff, right? He did the chat and it's like, all part of the show. And I thought you guys were going to be louder. And I'm like, oh, God.
There's nothing worse than when people say that. Oh, I'm actually a little bit disappointed in you guys.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be louder.
Yeah. And then that report that came out was like Triple H was smiling backstage, when the finish happened. I was like, oh, I'm sure. And by the way, please tell the newspaper I'm not mad. Just to tell the newspaper I'm not mad about what happened too. Like, that's how it cut the energy, right? So yeah, I didn't like that at all. I mean, I loved it from the sense that I'm so glad Triple H finally got those chants, and I'm like, God, thank God.
Yeah,
like,
but this wasn't the night to get it.
But no, like, it's the funny thing is, it's like the one thing I like that Triple H did is the one where he got all these "you beeped up" chants and boos, So yeah, I didn't like that element. I got to mention this. when it comes to the Cena retirement match. All the people that were there ringside to watch Cena's retirement match, like a lot of people that make sense. Kurt Angle makes a ton of sense for him to be there. Obviously, his first match in WWE against Kurt Angle, SmackDown. Don't need me to repeat it. Rob Van Dam, think that's smart with this feud in ECW,
Kevin
for
Owens.
ECW chips. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all those guys.
Wait
but then,
till Elias comes into town.
Yeah, it's Elias comes in. He was the Scotty Riggs at Sting's retirement match last year. It's like, what the heck? Of all the people, why is Scotty Riggs here? That was my reaction. Is like, why is Elias here? Like, I know he had a brief feud, but I guess like, and Elias, or whatever his current gimmick is, had the hat on and whatnot. Then we had the female Scotty Riggs and Eve Torres that was there. I'm like, what are we doing here? And then Haku was also there too, because why not?
I love seeing Haku. I thought that was awesome.
I was like, of all those Cena legendary feuds, I remember his feud with Haku. Like, yeah. I remember when he gave the Tongan chop right to the throat to Cena.
I loved it. That popped me actually when I saw him, because I didn't expect that would be the next person.
I was like, out of all the people you could have guessed, like if you bet money on this, you would have made so much money if Haku showed up. So, like, unless you were one of the Tongans that are in the crowd that is there with Haku, like, I don't know how you could have thought that Haku was going to show up for Cena's
So we're
retirement.
begging the WWE now to like use this properly, and I feel like I did maybe on March 1st when John Cena turned heel. And I'm like, oh my God, this is, no matter what you think, this is like one of the greatest heel turns ever. Nobody saw it coming. Incredible. Yep. And then they screwed it up. Yep. So what do they do with Gunther to not screw this up?
Just have him be the one that takes credit for Cena's downfall. And do not, I repeat, do not have Paul Levesque out there in any shape or fashion talking about the career of John Cena in any shape or fashion.
Yeah, but I'm not talking just tonight. I'm talking about the next while. Like I wouldn't be disappointed. Like for me, this is now a jumping off point to be, I would have him retire AJ Styles, and I would have him retire Brock Lesnar. I would. Yeah, because remember the legend killer Randy Orton?
Oh, yes.
Well, he's the real legend killer.
And good.
Right.
Yeah.
And imagine just in the next year, if he's able to retire AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar and already has Goldberg and John Cena. And then when somebody beats Gunther, it's going to be the biggest thing in the world.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And isn't that the way that pro wrestling should work?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how that's how it all works, Lee.
Like,
but moments.
So for me, I would have I wouldn't necessarily like vault him up to the world title picture, because I think at this point, I don't want to say it's secondary, but if you continued on with the I'm going to retire people, that's way better than just the world title.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see if they mix in the world title, but I would love to see. Like, I'm trying to look at what the next few months are going to be like. The next, I don't know, like 10 months, maybe 9 months, and say, okay, for Brock Lesnar, what do you see in his future? Well, I see Gunther and I see Braun Breaker. I see those two guys in Brock Lesnar's future.
Mm-hmm.
Where those things happen, if they can build them up correctly, maybe it is beating Braun Breaker at WrestleMania and then going on this crazy tour, and then Gunther ends up beating him in Minneapolis. I think that would be incredible.
Yep.
And for Gunther, he doesn't need to be messing around with the Jey Usos of the world, or like, you need to keep him in the very, very top echelon right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the top echelon includes who? Cody Rhodes,
mm-hmm.
CM Punk. Those are the two in the ring.
Yep.
Afterwards with the belts, putting them on John Cena. So I think, to me, that there's only, and depending if we see a Chris Jericho sighting soon, I could also do that. But you got to let Jericho run a little bit before he ever gets there.
Yep.
So I don't know. Could you name anybody else that you'd like to see, that you could see Gunther in the ring with, that wouldn't bring him down a notch from this John Cena thing? I Brock Lesnar. I mean, if he retired AJ Styles.
Yep.
And
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but what do you do with Roman? Like, is he really? He's not going to retire Roman.
No.
So what is he going to do with Roman Reigns? Just fight Roman Reigns and beat Roman Reigns? You can't have him lose to Roman.
No.
So, okay, yeah, I would put him in a huge thing with Roman if I'm going to get the payoff that Gunther's going to beat him too. But I can't have Gunther get into a big long feud with Roman Reigns and then lose to him at WrestleMania. Can't.
Yeah. No. They now watch. It's like the first feud out of this will not be AJ Styles. It will be Gunther versus Randy Orton, Legend Killer versus Legend Killer, and it's going to be a marquee matchup on Elimination Chamber. Wherever it is. I think it's in Chicago next year, and it's going to be second from the top, and it's going to be part of the card. It's not going to be a featured attraction. They could easily go that route, but God, I hope they don't. I hope they realize what they did here and the gravitas of it, and they could do so much with this. So I am also well aware I am putting faith in Paul Levesque to be able to follow through on a booking, but nonetheless,
but you also gave him a lot of credit for what he did. So let's give him a little bit here.
I will be fair. Fair. I also wanted to bring up too. This email popped in. I don't know if you saw it, from Marcus Spawn Boltonstern, MVB.
MVB.
Yeah, he just sent it in. You see, this is not one of the emails where they send it directly to you, and I have no idea what's about to come, if I'm going to be insulted personally from the email or not.
I liked those more. Now, I also have a copy of this one, but yeah.
Yes. Like in that case, it's like, oh boy, what are they going to say? Like, Zach is Hornswoggle,
So
I'm sure that's coming up.
What Zach is saying, folks, is always just send your email to versagely@gmail.com.
That's right. I legitimately don't know what's coming up. You can throw in all your nasty words if you like, and it will go right to Lever Sage, and I can sleep well at night.
So what did MVB say?
He said this was before Raw started, so I should mention, and before actually we started recording. He said that now Gunther has to open Raw tonight, telling us the, quote, never give up guy tapped out, end quote. And if he wants to ensure even more heat, he should be speaking/scolding the crowd in German first before he ever utters a word of English. And they could capitalize on the angle of making it in America and bring in Arnold Schwarzenegger, a successful Austrian immigrant who made himself into a global celebrity, and start calling Gunther the Terminator. If this happens, then he should go against Brock Lesnar, what we've been calling. Imagine Paul Heyman cutting promos against the Governator and Gunther. I love 1986 WWF 2 there, MVP.
Yeah.
George Scott over here booking the WWF.
Yeah, like I do think
I like of it. It just delves a little bit too deep into the cartoonish late 80s era, and which I like that era of WWF, but I get where you're going for, and I get, and look, Schwarzenegger's a big WWE guy. He's a big fan. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to bring him in if you wanted to. So,
but making him into an Eastern European killer, okay, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way, because he can handle himself and it doesn't ever appear like he's going to lose. That's why I hate the fact that he tapped out to Jey Uso so quickly.
I know,
because I look back on that now and go, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I was not a fan of it at the time, so I feel vindicated once again. So much vindication on tonight's show, Lee. From Triple H getting booed to pro wrestling is back to
you're having yourself a night.
Oh, this. I haven't been this happy recording a show in a long, long time. I feel so good. Oh, this Lee, pro wrestling is back.
It's back.
So happy it's back.
Well, we haven't watched Raw yet, so we'll see.
That's true. Oh, the one segment though, I will say we did have another Joe Hendry segment on the Saturday night's main event. I know you were trying to avoid it, but
I was
yeah,
trying.
I
Zach,
was looking.
I was
It's like
literally going to close the show.
Yeah, no, we do have to mention it because Joe Hendry. So I feel like I would be more upset if I was Joe Hendry because I was denied an opportunity to face off against John Cena in his final match. But you know,
the Miz just took his name out. And...
Yep, they said his name. He appeared because I don't know if you know this, Lee, but that's the bit is that when you say his name, he appears. They've only done this for like 2 years now. You know, with Joe Hendry.
Like, why? Like, we're on such a high going into the end of the show. What are you doing? Why?
Sorry. Look, I watched the segment too. I had to get it out there that this also happened. So if you love Joe Hendry, you know, you'll never name your favorite Joe Hendry match. But if you love Joe Hendry saying, you know, saying his name and he appears and he does the spin, and it's like, oh, wow, I can't believe he did the spin again after his name was mentioned. Like, what a shocker, you know. Who am I to be above bits, Lee Versage, you know, and ongoing bits?
Mm-hmm.
But at least I feel like my bits are at least creative and I find different ways to incorporate it.
Yep.
The Joe Hendry bit is just you say his name and he also appears, you know, and he shows up and he spins and then he, you know,
he came to play.
He came. Sure, they play. And then R-Truth, and I'm like, you know, this guy was like the hottest wrestler in wrestling for like 2 weeks. R-Truth.
Oh, remember when the fans thought he got ripped off and they brought him back?
Yeah, and they brought him back and he was going to be Ron Killings, and we're like, we're going to see the guy from TNA, Ron the Truth Killings.
And he cut his hair.
Yeah, and he's like, this is the big, finally, R-Truth. We've all been asking for the big R-Truth run in the year of our Lord 2025. We were just so hoping for the big R-Truth one. He's going to challenge for the title. They burned one of the Cena matches on R-Truth. Like he was so hot for like 2 weeks, and then he just went back to being the goofball again. It's like, oh well, you know, he could have been hot on the independents, guys. Like he could have rebuilt his character and worked some independent shots. But now you've got him back in the WWE system where he's an undercard comedy guy again, and like nobody could take him seriously as the heel character because nobody wanted that in WWE.
Yep.
But he's back. You know, and he's in a spot like this, and he's going after the Miz, and he's going, oh, John Cena's my role model and all this stuff.
Leave it to Zach after we almost got through a perfect show to bring up Joe Hendry into R-Truth, into Ron Killings, into the Miz. Like,
no, I had to mention it, Lee. It was on the show. I watched it. People want our thoughts. I'm giving the people our thoughts, and
I don't even know where to go from there. Like, how do you?
This was the hottest show we had in years, and then R-Truth was mentioned, and we just killed all the momentum. Kind of like with Paul Levesque, the way that he walked out at the end of the show and took all the heat from Gunther, that the well-deserved heat that Gunther was able to get.
Okay, finally, let me ask you about the Cody Rhodes being at ringside, super emotional.
Yes.
Do you buy it?
Cody's a worker. I don't buy it. Cody's a worker.
See, I agree. I think people that buy that stuff, that he's at ringside really in tears,
just soaking it in.
And folks, the perfect shot of the ring gear and the wristbands and the boots and Cody Rhodes in the background. Like just shot perfectly. Like we caught Cody Rhodes in a vulnerable moment. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. And he's got the tear. Like, I'm like, I look at Cody.
What is he doing? Like, John Cena's wrestled 8 times in the past 4 years before this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What? I don't see anybody like shedding tears and for everybody. And it gets brought up all the time as the example the other way, but I do think it bears repeating. Kurt Angle got retired by Baron Corbin.
Yep.
At WrestleMania.
Which sucked, but yes.
Baron Corbin defeated Kurt Angle to end his career at WrestleMania in a mid-card match that was not good.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever you think, I think the best thing that you said there, and John Cena's actually repeated this a lot over the course of the year. This has kind of been his tagline, which I appreciate from him. Like the whole year didn't go as well as people wanted it to go. But for the most part, at least in John Cena's words, nobody was apathetic. You felt something. You might be mad at some of the heel turn and the way they did the heel turn and then just flipping back. Yep. And like, you might be sad at the end that he didn't win or angry. You might have enjoyed some of the things along the way, but rarely were you just apathetic and didn't care at all. As you said, it's always, no matter what kind of media industry you're in, the worst thing that can ever happen is for somebody to be apathetic towards you.
Yes. Yes.
Like, they might love you, they might hate you, but make them do one of them. And, you know, for the most part, I think he did that. And I believe him. And like, he kind of made the best out of some of the things that were out of his hands. I believe that. And it was this spot in time. And I mean, you're probably like me, like not in the fact that I don't go on social media like most other people do, but I thought it was incredible to go on social media right after this and just on every single, like every story on Twitter, every story on Instagram was about John Cena.
Yep.
Every single thing.
Yep.
People that I know that don't know, literally that don't know anybody else other than Hulk Hogan, who don't know who John Cena is. We're like, oh yeah, they showed up on my timeline. Like, well, yeah, I guess he lost. His career is over. I'm like, yeah, his career was over like 10 years ago. But yeah.
Yes.
But officially,
but it was over this time.
Officially, you're right.
Yes.
But it was incredible to see the impact, right, that he made on a lot of people because they either loved it or they hated it. So I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
You were incredible on this show, Zach.
Oh, thank you.
Incredible. Now we are going to get back to talking about a little AEW and Continental Classic and the fact, how about this news that came down today that Dynasty AEW in April is going to Vancouver.
I like that. Good for Vancouver. They get shafted on stuff all the time when it comes to wrestling shows. So I'm glad that they're getting a pay-per-view. I'm strongly considering potentially going to Vancouver after this news and watch the show there. So
okay.
Yeah, strongly considering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about the Belleville Senators. They're going to make the playoffs?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they're able to make it.
Right. You're right in playoff time. It's like April 12th.
It's true. Oh, I know. Well, that's why I'm saying seriously considering. I'm not saying I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm seriously considering. We'll see what happens come, April, and we'll see, because it's not just Belleville Sens, of course. It's the Trenton Goldenhawks as well. That'll be playoff time for them.
Don't we know it, Zach? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've only talked about it every year since I've been covering the Trenton Goldenhawks.
And be singing the Collingwood Blues again.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, they won last year against Milton. Like, let's go. Let's pump the brakes here, okay?
Yeah.
They won last year against Milton.
Yeah, and choked away their time out. Okay,
look, they lost in the semifinal for the Centennial Cup. Yeah. But you know what? They won the Buckland Cup, and that was great. And then they traveled over, and I was happy for the boys there. They were able to go far. So got me tugging my collar over here, Lee, trying to try to dance around and it's just like
no, they won the Buckland Cup. What's the Buckland Cup? Oh, yeah. We won it this year. It's good.
Yeah, it's named after Frank L. Buckland, I believe, is the guy's name. So,
but as you said, and look, Canada's getting, WWE is coming. They're doing SmackDown and Montreal coming up in January. Before they go over, it's right before they go over to Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble, which I think is
get fired up. Can't wait for when they do 2 nights of the Royal Rumble too. That's going to be great.
Yeah, but they're doing 2 shots in Montreal.
Yep.
In January, and AEW's Dynasty going to Vancouver, April 12th. So there's some good stuff coming up for. For Canadian stuff. All right.
I will also you're talking about Canadian stuff. Like we also got to mention Wrestle Kingdom's coming up. Like, let's go. Get fired up. Wrestle Kingdom sold out, 50,000 seats in the building to see Hiroshi Tanahashi take on Kazuchika Okada. I might cry during that match. Who knows? We'll see.
The beginning of January, correct?
January 4th.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. I might cry during that match. We'll see. Who knows? See, that one will have an emotional impact for me. So we'll see. I will cry. Tanahashi will cry, and I will cry. Like, that's probably what's going to happen.
I mean this somewhat seriously, and we'll have some time to discuss this as we lead up to January 4th. But for Hiroshi Tanahashi, can he get through a match with Okada like Cena was able to get through the last few that he did that were actually pretty good?
It will not be the peak of those Tanahashi Okada matches.
No, that's not what we're asking. Look, Cena was not the peak of, but the last 3 or 4 matches that Cena did to end, he's pretty good.
Yep. I will say this about Tanahashi. Like, the matches he's put in this year, he's not the same Tanahashi of the past, but he has been having his work boots on and going out there and performing as best as he can. I think he will go out there and have, a good match with Okada. The thing is, I always say it with wrestlers that get older, you can't take away their mind in a lot of cases of how they put together a match. And Tanahashi is one of the best at that out of all of professional wrestling. So I think they'll put together a great match just from an emotional standpoint. They'll play the hits, but that's going to be a big show for New Japan, not because of the Tanahashi retirement match, but this is a chance for them to establish their next core group of guys for the next generation in front of 50,000 people. Yeah. So that's going to be the most important show in New Japan's history, potentially. Because if they don't land this in terms of getting their next generation over, like, sure, it'll be great. They'll have 50,000 people, which I'm not underselling at all. Like, they legitimately might have 50,000 people in the Tokyo Dome. But are those people going to come back in the future to watch the new stars, the next generation of guys after that show? So I haven't been this excited about a New Japan show in a couple of years. Like, they've gotten their guys, poached over the years by AEW. And so there's a lot of excitement. I'm looking forward to that January 4th show, and I will bring a review to this show of that show.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
So I will be watching it. Looking forward to it.
Well, we'll be doing some different stuff over the Christmas holidays. We'll have a few, not just the every week stuff. We'll have some different stuff coming up, and Zach McGibbon on holidays means I think he gets 12 hours off, I think, during the holidays, which will be exciting.
Yes. A whole half day. I mean, yay me.
No, for sure.
That's usually occupied by sleep, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll be able to provide a little bit more coverage here on This Is Wrestling. For Zach McGibbon, I'm Lee Versage. Thanks for listening to This Is Wrestling.